Guys, when I was your age, I wish someone told me the things I'm about to tell you right now. So here are 25 gems that I hope will add some value to your life. Number one, you don't own the things you buy, they end up owning you. So a couple weeks ago, I got my car scratched by this kid opening their door, and my immediate reaction took away my peace of mind. But then I asked myself, am I gonna get stressed over every little thing that happens to the things I buy? About 1 month ago, I gave away my most prized possession. It was a really tough thing to do because this was a jersey signed by my favorite soccer player named Roberto Carlos. He's one of the best left backers to ever play the game. And you're probably asking, why would I give this up for no reason? And it's because life takes away things from us all the time. If I can prove to myself that I own that possession and it doesn't own me, then nothing in the future that I own will cause me stress or take away my peace of mind. So what things do you own that take away your peace of mind? Is it your laptop? Maybe it's your phone, or maybe it's your video games. Next time you go shopping, you buy something, ask yourself this question: will it own you, or will you own that thing? Number two, people suck and so do you. I like to spend a lot of my time alone because people are shitty. But guess what? I'm shitty too. The world doesn't revolve around us, so remember to detach from the idea of pleasing everyone because that's impossible. Number three, there's no such thing as lucky people. People make their own luck by putting themselves out there. Luck is not this random thing that happens to random people by a random given chance. Luck is something that you make for yourself. So if you're someone who puts themselves out there, gets exposed to different people, networks, constantly works on themselves and has a positive attitude, life will actually confirm that positive attitude and will give you more opportunities to be successful. Where unlucky people actually have a negative attitude of life. Basically means if they look at themselves as unlucky, they'll look at any events that happen in their life as an unlucky thing instead of as an opportunity. So those are the two biggest things. It's a choice, it's a perspective. Choose your perspective. I hope you choose the right one. Number four, the formula for unhappiness is comparison. I wish someone told me this when I was younger, but comparison is the root to misery. You might be someone who compares themselves to their friends, to their family members, to their brothers or sisters, but let me tell you something, this will make you so insecure, and you have to be very careful in the world we live in today on social media because that is the hub of comparison. There's always going to be someone who's better than you at something, better looking than you, has a better girl. You have to be content with what you have, count your blessings, and just keep your own scorecard, because once you compare your scorecard to others, you're gonna start to be miserable. Number five, if you don't like yourself, then just change your identity. I'll give you an example. I'm someone that used to smoke shisha. It's called hookah or argile in Arabic. Basically, it's smoking tobacco. I did it for 8 years, and I was so insecure about this habit because it would lead into other health problems. And every year, I would make a New Year's resolution to quit it, and guess what?
No divorces in 99!
Yeah! It would never come true. One thing that actually did work was changing my identity. I got into new things that I thought I would like. I stumbled upon boxing. When I identified myself as a boxer, I actually stopped smoking because the pros of boxing for me outweighed the pros of smoking. And obviously boxers don't smoke, they don't drink, they are always training and trying to get to the best version of themselves. So when I associated myself with that identity, I was actually able to quit smoking shisha. So get out a piece of paper and pen and write down a bunch of habits that you think you can potentially replace your bad identity with. Number six, life has no purpose. Purpose is something you give to the world. Guys, I chased purpose my whole life, and guess what? I never found it. Why? Because it never existed in the first place. I used to think purpose was this selfish desire to please myself, but honestly, purpose is something you give to society. It's a value that aligns with your strengths and character that will help other people in the world. Number seven, and this is one of my favorites, the truth always exposes itself. I'll give you such a simple example. If you're someone who eats a lot of junk food every day, you may not see it the next day or the week after, but maybe in a month or two, you'll start seeing some negative effects in your body in the form of fat, in the form of bad health, whatever it is. You want to take this on a larger scale. If someone decides to screw you over in life, eventually in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whenever it is, the truth will show itself and expose that person. I truly believe that, and I learned that myself through living my life. So remember that, and I'm telling you, the truth will come out. Number eight, having high energy is a flex. Have you ever played a video game and the character you're using has like an energy bar or mana or whatever it is to use their abilities? Life works the exact same way. Once that energy bar is depleted, you can't use any of your abilities responsibilities anymore. So the more you can maximize that energy throughout your day, the more you can maximize your life. Number 9, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. This was very powerful when I learned this a couple years ago. There were two brothers, one was very successful and one wasn't really successful. They were asked the same question. They asked the successful brother, how come you're so successful? And he answered, because my father was an alcoholic. And they asked his brother, why are you so unsuccessful? And he said, because my father was an alcoholic. So they both gave the same answer, but because one of them had a more positive attitude, they had better quality thoughts, it led them towards success, where the other led them towards vice. What are you gonna choose? Are you gonna be a victim, or are you gonna take accountability over everything you do in your life? Number 10, peace is not on a vacation, but found within yourself. I used to think by taking a 1-week vacation to anywhere around the world or down south and completely relax will solve my problems, but it doesn't, and I'll tell you why. Your problems follow you everywhere you go because it's not your external environment that's creating these problems, it's your internal self and how you perceive them. Just remember that life isn't margaritas on a beach. Real life is your day-to-day activities, it's your day-to-day choices, and it's your day-to-day connections. Number 11, women should complement your purpose, not replace it. There's probably so many guys you know that get into a relationship and they stop prioritizing their friends, they stop prioritizing the more important things in their lives, and they get very complacent and comfortable to their woman. And eventually what happens is that your woman loses trust in you because your direction is no longer guiding you and her, and you start to take on her purpose in life because you make her your purpose. And when you do that, shit goes down, bro. Number 12, become a prisoner to your routine. So even the most successful athletes in the world know this because they understand that their habits and routines are the safe haven of their success. When you meet a group of healthy and wealthy people, they tend to have a lot of character traits that align together. A lot of them may wake up early, they may hit the gym, they may read a lot of books, educate themselves, they may do deep work sessions throughout the day, they may give back to the community. So remember that your routine is everything because it makes up who you are as a successful person. Number 13, journaling is better than therapy. Anne Frank once said, paper is more patient than people. So next time you're feeling very emotional and you're going through a lot in your life, trust me on this, just take out a piece of paper and a pen or whatever journal or notebook you have and just write down how you feel. I know this might sound a bit feminine, but trust me, the hardest motherfuckers in history used to journal and write their shit down, just like Marcus Aurelius, David Goggins. I can go and list so much more, but trust me, when you write down in your journal, it's as if you're downloading your emotions onto the paper, and it just lifts so much weight off your shoulders and it feels amazing. Like, I can't explain how good it feels. To me, it's better than therapy. To me, it's the greatest form of philosophy and self-help that you can do for yourself. Number 14, the best project you can work on is yourself. Guys, I can't stress enough how important this lesson is. If there's something that you want to take out of this video, please take this lesson out of all the things I'm about to tell you. When you focus on your physical and mental health, everything else aligns so properly. You can't expect yourself to be successful if you're not even healthy enough to get there. Your body is like a machine. It's something that needs to be taken care of every day. If you're not doing the necessary things to take care of yourself, then you're fucked. You're beyond fucked. There's no point on being successful if you're gonna be overweight, tired all the time, and just not in a good emotional, spiritual headspace. So guys, get right with your health and your life will take care of itself. I promise you that. And before you tell me, oh, this is not the right time, I have so much on my plate, oh, I can't do this, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, please shut the fuck up. Because you always have time to work on yourself. And I used to say the same excuses. I used to always think there was a right time for something, but there's never a right time. The right time is now, so please make the right decision to take care of your health. Number 15, physical hobbies is medicine away from everyday work. So Winston Churchill, he used to take his break away from the political office by laying bricks, so building houses, and actually painting, reading, and writing. He used to do all these things even though they were really hard because it took his mind off the stress of the everyday political work he had to do. So for me personally, I actually implemented 3 months ago a new hobby called bouldering. It's kind of like rock climbing but without the harness and protection. Honestly, it takes me away from the everyday stress of my life and just gives me a new thing to focus on. And I find it's so important to have a physical hobby that just takes you away from your everyday work, from your everyday life. So find what's best for you today. Number 16, your social skills will take you further than your academics. I can tell you right now that every job I've gotten in my life was because of the way I carried myself through a conversation, especially through networking. No one has ever asked me for my grades when I was applying for a job. So remember how important it is to know how to carry yourself, carry a conversation, and just socialize with people, because it's the connection that will get you successful and into a good job, not your grades. Number 17, maintain your sobriety. Guys, I can't tell you enough how important it is to just have full control over your mind and body. You never know when an emergency might break out and people may need you. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I might have a drink every 4 to 5 months, but I try to keep myself completely sober. And this also includes intoxication from other people and intoxication from my own way of speaking to myself. Number 18, reading is like having a conversation with the dead. That sounds a bit weird to say, but it's true. When you read people who have passed away, you feel like you're having a conversation or a discussion with them when you read their pieces of work. Number 19, accept that most things are just outside of your control. I think 90% of things we don't have any control over, and the only two things that you have control over is your thoughts and your actions. So if you can control those to a high degree, then that's all you need in life. Number 20, having a smaller circle is superior than having a larger one. I remember in high school, having a large group of friends was really cool, and being liked by many meant popularity. But as I got older, I realized I don't want to have too many people in my life, because honestly, it drains your energy, it drains your time. There tends to be more drama with more people, and it adds more distraction in your life and makes you less focused towards your goals and what actually matters. So take a look at your inner circle and ask yourself, are these the people complementing the life I want to strive towards, or are they pulling me away from it? Number 21, there's no such thing as good or bad events. So there's this old story of this Chinese farmer. His horse ran away and his village said, oh, that's too bad, and he responds, maybe. Then the horse comes back with a bunch of wild horses, and the village is like, oh wow, that's so good. He's like, maybe. And then his son breaks his leg on all of those wild horses, and they're like, oh, that's too bad, and he says, maybe. And then the army comes and tries to like recruit his son to fight for the war, and they can't because he has a broken leg. So the village is like, wow, that's so good, and he says, maybe. So the moral of the story is that we don't know what events are good or bad, because a good event can lead to a bad thing and a bad event can lead to a good thing. So you never know where the causes and effects in your life will lead you. So don't look at anything that happens to you as good or bad. Just look at it as it is what it is, and just try to make the most out of it. Number 22, delayed gratification is the single best habit that you can learn. So a lot of you probably heard about instant gratification, and that's when you get instant pleasure by going on your phone, eating junk food, or getting intimate in the bedroom. But delayed gratification is basically the opposite of that. And the reason this is the best habit that you can do is because you're setting yourself up for success in the future. And you're probably wondering, how is that going to make me successful? I'll give you a very simple example. If you wake up in the morning and you don't pick up your phone, you delay that gratification. Instead, you pick up your journal and you write for 30 minutes. And then later on, you pick up a book to read. And then before you have breakfast, you go to the gym. And then when you get home, you take a cold shower. And then once you get all those things done, you start to go on your phone, you check your emails, you start to eat your first meal of the day. That is what's going to make you successful. Not doing these things instantly, because it robs your brain and it robs your self-control from what you truly want in life. Number 23, the worst thing you can do to yourself is live with regret. Guys, in life, you have so much fucking noise. You have noise from your parents, from society, from the education system, from your teachers. You have to shut out all this noise and just ask yourself, what do you want? A lot of you might be in college studying something that you don't even want to study, but you're just doing it because it seems like the right thing to do. I did the same thing, and I honestly wasted 5 years of my life. I truly believe if I did what I wanted to do 5 years ago, if I knew what I wanted to do, I would have been successful by now. I would have gotten everything I always wanted in life. So that's why I always say, instead of listening to all this noise, just try to do what you want to do in life. That way, even though if you fail, you won't have any regrets. You don't want to be in your 50s with a family regretting those life choices that you make, and then have a midlife crisis, divorce your wife, and just have all these different regrets. Trust me, you don't want to live a life like that. It's one of the worst things you can do for yourself. Number 24, take a stupid walk for your stupid mental health. So I don't want to be that guy that says, oh, walking's so healthy for you, it's so good for your mental health. But honestly, guys, I never understood this until I started developing a habit for walking. And when this allowed me to clear my mind every time I felt so cluttered while I'm working. Next time you feel like you have a lot in your head, you're overwhelmed, go for a 20-30 minute walk. You will feel way better, because that shit is magical. Number 25, the last thing I will leave you off with is letting go is a superpower. So holding on to grudges and anger only fucks you over, not the person who fucked you over. When you learn to forgive and let go, you're doing yourself a favor, and you allow yourself yourself to grow. When you hold on to these grudges and become very resentful, you stay stagnated in one place, only suffocating yourself. I'll tell you right now, the most miserable people I know in my life don't know how to let go. What does letting go mean? It means if something bothers you, just simply understand that it's your opinion about it that bothers you, not the actual thing that bothers you. So if you're able to pick your battles and choose the things that are really important in your life, then you'll be able to let go 90% of the things that occur in your life, and that will make you a much happier person. Trust me on this. So that is the last thing I will leave you off with. I hope one of these gems has added some type of value in your life. If you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will post every Saturday at noon. Thank you for watching. Until next time.